Kody Brown, patriarch of sister wives, has been forthright about his reasons for getting back together with his exes, including the nefarious purpose of his relentless pursuit of Janelle Brown even after she rejected him. After his 3 marriages to Janelle, Christine, and Meri Brown ended in divorce in 2021 and 2022, Kody had a hard time keeping in touch with his co-parents from his other partnerships. His relationships with his older children and exes are wounded by years of miscommunication and mistrust. But he gets along fine with his youngest children from his continuing marriage to Robin Brown. Despite his lack of romantic love for Janelle, Kody admits in a recent Sister Wives episode that he's always considering reconciling with her due to how his children see her. Janelle, who is the least committed of Kody's ex-wives when it comes to getting a divorce and moving on, expressed her relief saying, "So happy that I don't foresee a long-term thing for us due to his manipulative behavior. To be honest, I have lost track of him," Janelle said. Kody remains resentful of his children and has expressed his feelings by saying, "They've shut me out," adding that this behavior would persist in the absence of Janelle's support. Since before they broke up, Kody has been attempting to use Janelle to improve his ties with his children. Now that it's evident his children aren't interested in reconciling, he's clearly becoming more desperate. To put it mildly, Kody's treatment of his adult children has been callous. On Sister Wives, when the kids are asked about their ties with their dad, it's obvious that they don't spend much time together outside of the show. The bulk of the Brown children are hoping that their father would provide a sincere apology. Despite Kody's lack of interest in engaging in conversation or offering an apology, his treatment of Janelle has been difficult to see even without his attempt to leverage their possible reconciliation as a negotiating tactic. It seems like Kody believes that he can win over the kids if he can stay on good terms with Janelle, even though Janelle has informed Kody she doesn't want a romantic connection with him again. He continues to seek her since he believes this to be true so firmly. Even if it's expected, his lack of patience is frustrating to observe. Even though Kody appears to be aware that his acts are the root cause of his children's alienation from him, he clearly does not feel responsible for their separation based on his revised narrative of Sister Wives events. Kody is the parent here, and he has an obligation to seek out connections with his children if he desires them, even if it takes 2 to tango. Father Kody of Sister Wives should stop wasting time and energy attempting to win back his ex-wife so he may win over his children and instead concentrate on mending fences with his grown children. Put down the board games, put on your most flowery purple shirt, and prepare to be completely blameless because Sister Wives is here. Christine is having a dinner party for some of her kids in Utah at the beginning of this week's episode. Peta, one of her children, is having his first date with Christine's lover, David. Christine begs her children to please be nice this time and not frighten away her future husband, David, before she comes and then mauls him with her mouth. Christine tells her children to behave one final time as she welcomes David inside her home, which she has converted into an interrogation chamber as soon as he arrives. As soon as David walks into the room, Peta greets him with a "Hello, Richard," even though it isn't his real name. Luckily, Christine's kids break the awkward moment by asking David about the wedding locations he and Christine looked at recently. This breaks the awkward gap, which was caused by Peta's joke, which fails like 75% of Kody's marriages. David, who has not yet proposed to Christine, expresses his admiration for one of the choices, mainly because of the vast number of people that may fit there. The news that David and Christine have a wedding date in the works, tentatively scheduled for October 22nd, surprises the children. Christine lets viewers know that she and David wish they had moved even quicker, namely on their second date at The Little Mermaid. This comes when her kids make fun of her and David speed together and look at each other funny. Christine's progeny continue to press the couple for details about their first kiss and the kinds of intimate things they feel comfortable discussing. As Spin and Isabel both bring up the fact that they're still not accustomed to seeing their mom engaging in physical affection with another person, particularly because they never witnessed their parents doing it when they were younger. Christine claims that her children are being just tested by her excessive physical contact and other vices, and that they should become accustomed to witnessing her forcefully expressing her feelings towards their future stepfather as it's just what's going to happen. Coming up next, we go to Flagstaff to hear Kody talking about the fun times he and Christine had as a married couple and how awful their relationship was. Are those great moments happening in the same room as us? According to Kody, he and Christine had fun and special times together. But after their breakup, he felt such immense betrayal that he couldn't keep friends with Christine. In a later scene, a beaming Kody announces his 55th birthday by launching himself at the camera. Kody recalls his interesting life and the many changes that have occurred since he turned 50 in celebration of what he firmly feels should be a national holiday. The night before his birthday, Kody spent time talking to Robin about values. He also said that he had struggled with his own principles due to his 3 divorces. Kody then goes on to describe how his once great big picture of his enormous family has been shattered. On the other hand, he compliments Robin on being safe, kind, and sweet. Although Kody asserts his satisfaction with his connections with Robin, the adult live-in tenders, King Soul, and the one accompanied by the pacifier, he confesses to having tons of guilt over his broken relationships with everybody else that's out there. By everybody else, he does indeed mean the dozen or so children he fathered before he dedicated himself entirely to Robin and her sorrowful eyebrows. Following your lead. Robin reports that Kody is bewildered and furious than before, driven by a combination of physical agony unexpected considering his injured kidney and anguish over the possibility that she may abandon him as well. Kody continues by discussing his life's mission, saying that for a long time, he was consumed with the idea of his family and the children, whom he thought would be at his side at all times, even across the street. Kody claims he no longer has this enjoying my family thing rather than a plural family thing when asked about the origin of the notion. Later on, Kody discusses the idea of making amends with his kids and even admits that he has a target date of his next birthday to do this. David has still not proposed, but Christine and David are able to hold their tongues long enough to go ring shopping the day after Kody's one-man birthday pity party. Even though Christine and David are only looking at rings, she nevertheless responds enthusiastically to the jeweler's "Congratulations" with an out-of-control "Thank you." Since Christine's engagement ring from Kody was actually a clay dog band, the Irish wedding rings that she and her other sister wives used to wear and often mispronounce, she assures us that she has never gone ring shopping before. This time, Christine is determined to find a Markwise diamond set in a mixed metal ring. Even though nobody cares or asks, Janelle and Meri are made to tell us about their dream engagement and wedding rings. Kody chimes in as well, adamantly denying any knowledge of Christine's romantic relationships. But he does point out that Christine is likely on the hunt for love, saying that meeting her soulmate was her goal in leaving. Reminiscing over an old photo of Christine in her hideous original wedding dress, David and Christine create matching edgy rings and depart from the jewelry store to resume wedding preparations, despite the fact that they are still not engaged. Upon returning to Flagstaff, Janelle and Kody had lunch together to discuss the outstanding balance on Coyote Pass. Janelle informs Kody that they must address the property, despite his wishes to avoid the subject, because the due date for repayment is approaching. Shortly after, he settles down and begins to drink from his water glass, as Janelle points out a fact that should come as no surprise to anybody who has seen the show. Kody and company signed a really bad contract that authorizes the bank to seize the property in a few months if they can't pay off the outstanding sum. Kody, who is just as sour as his lemon drink, acknowledges that he needs to pay off the property, but says he doesn't want to be nice to Janelle while he does it. Though Janelle promptly tells Kody that he has a greater chance of being elected Dad of the Year than he has of ever shacking up with her again, Kody still appears hopeful that Janelle hasn't thrown out the possibility of constructing on the land. The curled one is taken aback when Janelle informs Kody they will never getting back together. In response, Kody boasts about his connection with Meri, and he goes on to say to the audience that he would only make amends with Janelle if it meant he could be with their kids more often. Kody claims that the children have avoided him because they are still angry over what occurred at COVID-19. But Janelle brings up the subject during lunch with him. Janelle retorts by accusing Kody of bastardizing Robin and the Chosen Five, accusations that Robin and Kody herself refute in their confessions. Janelle explains that Kody's life revolves around his youngest children, but Kody cuts her off and says, "And you don't have little kids." He then implies that the generation gap between Robin and Janelle has influenced their conversation. Simply put, Kody wants Janelle back not because he loves her, but because he believes it would help him win back the approval of his children. When Janelle refuses to be friends with Robin, he basically calls her old AF. He also wants her to become Robin's BFF. Janelle, rather than abruptly leaving the room, reveals a long-ago event in which Kody became enraged with her for a discussion she had with Robin regarding the acquisition of the mountain mansion. Continuing, Janelle accuses Robin of betraying her to Kody by disclosing the supposed discussion. Robin first denies ratting on Janelle, but then admits it when questioned about the incident. Kody is upset that Janelle brought up the event with Robin. He thinks that dwelling on the past would just cause more harm for himself. Of course, Janelle tells Kody that they shouldn't continue talking if she can't be herself. Kody, she says, responds this way whenever she or her children bring up Robin, whom she calls Kody's sacred cow. Once Kody endures Janelle's derogatory comment about his loving wife, we travel to Utah to see more captivating stuff provided by Meri and her carriage house. You may recall that Meri, who is also having a birthday this episode, had the carriage house on her bed and breakfast property renovated by someone else. Now it's all set and ready for her and her multi-level marketing company selling bizarrely patterned leggings to open for business. To set the stage for the big reveal, which is, to be honest, about as thrilling as seeing Kody scrunch curl his hair, Meri informs viewers that she intends to use the area for her workouts and even jokes about adding a stripper pole upstairs. With the help of Jen and Blair, the decorator, Meri celebrates her birthday by blowing out the candles on her cake after witnessing the finished carriage home. Down in Flagstaff, where things really go off the rails, Janelle and Kody keep on talking about holy cows and all that until Kody accuses Janelle of being a victim. Once Janelle has corrected Kody about his victim mentality, she informs him that they can never be friends again since he has and always will support Robin. Kody denies this, but he does stress that their children are the sole reason he and Janelle would ever make up. Their church still recognizes them as married, but Janelle tells Kody she no longer considers them married. We also suggested that Janelle familiarize herself with Google, as she asserts she is unsure of how to obtain a spiritual release from the church in order to formally terminate things. The prospect of being spiritually released from another marriage forces Kody to confess that he would rather not have another failure on his record. But instead of taking responsibility for his action, Kody again suggests that he and Janelle may work things out, despite Janelle's repeated assurances that this would not happen. Kody returns the topic to Coyote Pass after he realizes Janelle will not reconcile only to protect his image. Janelle makes it clear to Kody that she wants payment for her share of the property, but that she is also willing to develop on the site if that isn't possible. Kody asserts that Janelle's construction on the land would set him free to seek other housing options, as he and Robin had no desire to reside on the same property as the ex-wife. Janelle brings up the idea of Kody buying her out again, this time explaining that she would rather relocate to North Carolina to be closer to their daughter Maddie and grandkids. Naturally, this makes Kody wonder why Maddie didn't just tell him she was pregnant again in a personal way. Janelle informs him that the children are feeling emotionally distant from him. As they wind up their chat at Coyote Pass, Kody blames jealousy and gossip and says he doesn't know why his kids aren't more eager to spend time with him. Meri and Janelle Brown were inseparable before the sister wives scandal because they were married to Kody Brown, and their bond extended beyond the marital bed. Before becoming Kody's second wife, Janelle was married to Adam Barber, who is Meri's brother. Now she's talking about the short-lived marriage. Janelle Brown's tale, as she looks back on her life, shows how complicated the dynamic within the Brown family has always been. A very, very short-lived marriage to Adam Barber, Meri's brother, was Janelle's first marriage before she became Kody's second wife. Janelle says she and Barber might have physically lived together for like 6 months during their first marriage, which she now views as a classic starter marriage. They ended the marriage in 1990 after only 2 years. Janelle told the story of how she married into her sister-in-law's family and how meeting Kody, who was already married to Meri, wasn't as bad as it seemed when questioned about the unique scenario. "I didn't run into him." She confirmed on the Reality Life with Kate Casey podcast that she met Kody during one of her few visits to Meri's house and that she wasn't always there. The dynamic among the family that has enthralled viewers for years was established when Janelle, Christine, and Robin all became members of Kody's family in 1993, soon after her divorce from Barber. It was not love at first sight that led Janelle to marry Kody. In conversation with Casey, the 55-year-old revealed that she had a string of relationships following the dissolution of her first marriage. Janelle spilt the beans about her token polygamist friends, Kody and Meri, admitting that she occasionally went on multiple dates with them. When asked about their unusual way of life, the TV hostess confessed, "Polygamy represented something a little more dynamic or something more robust than the faith I had." Nonetheless, Kody wasn't the one who begged her to marry him. They became closer as a result of Janelle's increasing interest in the faith. Meri introduced them when she saw Kody in passing, and she remembers their first encounter as serendipity. "Oh, I say, I had a gut sense." As in, "Oh, look at you." Janelle was helped down the path to conversion by Meri's mother, who encouraged her spiritual inquiries. This, in turn, paved the way for her marriage to Kody. When Janelle joined the Brown family, it was because she was passionate about polygamy. However, as time went on, the once unified tribe started to fall apart. Following his divorces from Christine, Janelle, and Meri, Kody is currently experiencing marital strife with Robin, his fourth and last wife. An August promo for Sister Wives showed Robin venting her anger and accusing Kody of sabotaging their relationship. According to the blast, the fourth wife is dealing with the emotional aftermath of Kody's failed marriages and has stated, "I feel like the idiot that got left behind," in an effort to cope with her feelings of isolation. As this was happening, the distraught father of 18 thought about the treachery he had experienced with his previous wife. "The dream of a big polygamous family is just shot," he said, bemoaning the fact that his once cherished ambition had dissolved under the weight of years of struggle. In the midst of the intense episode, Kody also admitted that he was responsible for starting the divorce from Robin. The polygamist said that their relationship was undermined by the polygamist's wrath and self-loathing. The 55-year-old spoke out about a time when he thought about cheating on Robin with another woman, but ultimately decided to stay with his fourth wife. He said that Robin found his fury very off-putting, and that their relationship had grown even more strained as a result of his frankness. "You can only imagine how terrible that was," Kody said as he reflected on his word choice. "One should never say the things that are on a man's mind." This was not the first time the 46-year-old had voiced her displeasure with the condition of their once thriving polygamous household. In August, she made an impassioned plea. Last year on Sister Wives One-on-One Special, Robin revealed how much of a toll Kody's divorces had on him and their dynamic. The TV hostess spoke out to Sukanya Krishnan about her husband's emotional guarding and suspicion after his two separations in quick succession. Because of his history of trauma, the mother of five said, "His suspiciousness is about women in general," implying that he was hesitant to depend entirely on her. Janelle Brown's memories of her younger years spent with Kody and Meri provide a glimpse into a more harmonious period in Sister Wives' past. Just as the divisions within the Brown family are widening, the Brown sisters, Janelle and Meri, have a complicated history. Unfortunately, she is missing a genuine present. Furthermore, her future seems bleak. For the benefit of those who are unaware, Janelle's ex-husband was Meri's brother. On this week's episode of Kate Casey's Reality Life podcast, Janelle discussed her 1988 wedding and marriage to Adam Barber, saying that it was extraordinarily brief. "Perhaps we genuinely did live together for a while, say 6 months or so. It was just unsuccessful." After divorcing in 1990, Adam and Janelle had no children together. Years later, Janelle and Meri were reconnected when Meri officially married Kody, making Janelle one of his spiritual wives. Janelle parted from Kody in late 2022, though. After that, Meri and Kody announced their divorce a few months later. even before her relationship with Kody ended. Janelle said in this podcast that Meri had been separating herself from the other sister wives. January informed Casey that Robin, the sole surviving wife of Meri and Kody, and her sister were always quite close. I am therefore unsure as to whether she was distinct. For a long time, though, she and Kody were estranged. Upon hearing that their 29-year-old son Leon Brown had decided to leave the family after coming out as transgender in June 2022, Janelle claims that Meri became even more cut off from their home life. According to Janelle, her interest in things outside of family life began to flourish once Leon departed, and she became an empty nester before we were. She had time, that's for sure. The most recent Sister Wives episode included Janelle criticizing her ex-husband. The fact that Kody was an absentee parent didn't stop her from accusing him of being self-absorbed and selfish. She told him on live that the kids are all feeling really distant from you. I can't remain neutral because there are too many subtleties. As a result of his family's disintegration, Kody has accepted little to no responsibility. Those who were once my allies are now more like foes, Kody remarked on Sister Wives. We used to travel together as a family. It's inappropriate. So far, I have no idea how to fix it.